is one of my favorite cutscenes I've ever done. And here's the story
Ever.
behind that.
Wow.
Ever. Um, Dave McGarry was a dear friend, fellow musician in Dallas. He's the guy that roped me into this whole gig. He was like, "Hey, we're doing a game. You got a cool voice. Do you want to come and talk into this microphone and be this?" The guy's name's actually Baker. I thought it'd be funny. So I went to Gearbox and I went across from his office, which was a closet, a server room, and we turned off the AC and I turned off the lights for some reason and I talked into the microphone and I said, I never wanted to be. That was it. That was just how I never asked to be squad leader, but I had no choice. And that's how I became Matt Baker. Now I've got 13 men under my song. I mean, I like that. I could recite that entire thing.
Were you going to be an actor at that point? Is
No.
that what you wanted to do? No.
I was gonna be a rock and roller, man. I was
Wow.
gonna be a musician. I was gonna set the world on fire with my music.
So that changed the course of your career, that one moment.
Not even then. What
No.
the going to get gas. That's what I'm saying, man. It's not the
Yeah,
big
okay. It's
decisions.
not the-
It's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
every little step that you take is what leads you down the path that you're at. So if I hadn't have done this, then I wouldn't have done that. If I hadn't have gone to Club Clearview that night on a Thursday to go see whatever band and there's
Yeah.
Dave McGarry, I never would have met him. So that wouldn't have. So it's not about this is the moment where I make a change in my career.
Yeah.
It's when you meet that
Flow-on
person
effect.
who can give you that opportunity. So you never know
wow.
when your life is changing. Oh, I was just going to say that the story about the reason why that moment is such an important moment, and I don't even know if Randy Pitchford knows this. Dave McGarry and I were super tight. We were like buds. We're intimate friends.
Yep.
And we had a big falling out, and we had not seen each other in years. He had moved away, but because at that time, it was like, yo, you come in here and you're playing Corian. You come in here, you're now playing Red. And it was just the different people that worked at Gearbox. And then they hired me because I had a cooler voice to be the main dude. That's how they cast that game.
Right.
There was only one other professional actor that was in that. So, but he was still Red. So we come back for 3, and there's this moment. It was the first time that Dave and I had been in the same room for years, and there was all of this air between us. And we're sitting there, and we recorded live with each other. I'm in this room, he's in that room, and we're talking to each other. And we're having this scene where Red is recovering in bed, and it's clear that, because of his injury, he's going to go home. And we just broke down together. And it was this first, I was like, I'd never had a scene like that before. So we get to do that thing, and I'm like, I want to do this. I didn't realize that games could do this. So it was a very, very real moment, because at that moment, I'm talking to my best friend. And that's why that scene is so, I think, so impactful.
So you just started crying.
Oh, yeah.
You and him. Wow.
It's like, you're going home, and he just looked up at me, and then he did one of those things where he's like, we can't look at each other right now because we'll lose our shit. So it's just really,
Wow,
really,
that's awesome.
it's chasing that. And then that is the moment that you go, where else can I do this? I always knew we were destined for something great to happen. A lot of people want to change that card. It's not me. I like the hand we've been dealt.